The Ministry of Works Minister General Katumba Wamala expresses his gratitude to all Ugandans for supporting the ministry through paying taxes. He says that this has brought in the development of many roads, which has led to the growth of business centers in various parts of Uganda, taking an example of Karamoja.
To sail on the waters of Lake Victoria again.
Smart 24 TV shared a moment with General Katumba Wamala, who disclosed some of the achievements gained in the past 36 years of the NRM governance.
Our achievements may be very difficult to peg on 1 year because most of our projects have a period of 2 to 3 years, some to 4, 5. So really to say within this 1 year, because ours is not, these are big projects, they don't take a short time. So maybe I can say what have we achieved in the last 36 years. I would say, without mincing words, that I think a lot has been achieved in my sector. I will start with the roads. By the time that we are talking about 1986 up to now, I think by 86 we had about 875 kilometers of tarmac roads. Now we are talking of 5,593 kilometers of tarmac roads. That's a very big boost in terms of tarmac roads. Now, I can tell you that the country has been connected from border to border. You can drive all the way from Busia, and you drive on the eastern side of the border, and you drive to Chanika on the western side of the border on tarmac. You can drive from Misingo on the border of the Sudan all the way to Katuna on tarmac. From Welegu all the way to Lamia in Wundubujo on tarmac. So that has been achieved, that the country has been connected from border to border on tarmac. So that facilitates trade because then the movement gets easy. We have been able, that was the priority. Priority was connect the country border to border. Then we are now connecting regions to regions. Karamoja to the eastern, to the central. There are areas where, for example, people never thought tarmac would ever reach there, like Karamoja. Even some governments at one time had said, forget about Karamoja. Let other parts of the country develop. Karamoja will find us on the way. But the movement government decided that that's not right. Every region must be connected. So now you can drive to Karamoja on tarmac, all the way from wherever you want, from Kampala, from Jinja, So these are big achievements. And that development in what has happened by putting that good road into Karamoja has changed the economic status of Karamoja. It's now a destination. People are running to Karamoja to explore minerals, which at one time was not even thought possible. When you look at in terms of connecting the country, what we have also done, because we can't tarmac every piece and every road. It's not possible. It's not even practical. What we did was to procure equipment for every district. So every district, the old districts, leave alone the recent 15 new ones. All the old districts have got a full unit of road unit equipment. That's a big achievement. So the districts can be able to do the roads within their district area. Of course, there's still the challenge of the funds which we send to them every quarter. Many of them are complaining it's not enough. Of course, there's not enough money. But it is still, that's one of the things we are fighting, to increase on what the money which comes from the road fund for maintenance.
He further adds that there has been so much growth in the Bunyoro region following the way it was in 1986, and in southwestern Uganda the Kabale airport has already 70% towards completion.
We were given a task within the period I'm talking about to ensure that the production of oil is facilitated. So we're given the responsibility of ensuring that the roads in the oil belt in the Albertan region are done. And I think recently you saw the president commissioning a number of them, which is also a big achievement. It has been a very big change in the Bunyoro region with all those roads done. We found by 1986 there was only two crossing points on River Nile. That was at Jinja and also at Karuma. Now we have got about 4 or 5 crossing points. At Para you can cross by a bridge. At Karuma you cross by a bridge. At Jinja we have 2 bridges, the old and the new. So these are all developments which have come. In Kabale, in the oil belt, apart from the roads, we have also done the airport, Kabale International Airport. It's now about 70% ready, and we are sure that by the time the construction of the refinery starts, they will be able to use the facility.
General Katumba also mentions the ongoing extensions of Entebbe International Airport and with the Uganda Airlines being able to recover.
In the air, you all know that we have re-established the Uganda Airline after so many years in limbo. Now we have the Uganda Airline, we have the Uganda flag up in the skies. It may have met some challenges in the beginning and the start, just like all projects do, but I think it's doing very well. It will be able to recover, and it's flying. It has even survived the challenges of the COVID time. So that's an achievement in the air industry. We have expanded Entebbe Airport and still expanding. You remember when we had the Commonwealth meeting here, some of the presidents had to go and park their aircrafts elsewhere because Entebbe Airport was small. It couldn't accommodate all the aircrafts. Now we have dealt with that one also. The airport is now big. We have got more space for parking. We have there is now a fuel farm which has been constructed. We have constructed a cold storage facility, which is 4 times as big as the old one. And we're also renovating and improving on the country aerodromes, like Arua, Gulu, Tororo. So in the air industry, we have also made that progress.
The government has also invested heavily in water transport with a new ferry at Chindi landing site and also free ferries, and this has made it easy for people to travel to the islands on Lake Victoria, most of those living in Kalangala regions.
We have a number of ferries serving many areas. One of them is Suguru. I don't know whether people know even where Suguru Islands are, but we have been able to connect Suguru, Dorwe Islands have been able to be connected. Chiyindi, we have put there a new ferry in Chiyindi, taking away the old ferry. Kalangala, we have, that is, I will speak with a lot of pride on that because that's my home area. And Kalangala, at one time, it was, you could not even think of going to Kalangala because it was very, very difficult for you to get to Kalangala and come back. Now you can wake up in the morning, get to Kalangala, do your business, and come back by the evening. We have free ferries which ply between Bukakata and Luku from Masaka side. And we have also connected that road, the road from Masaka to Bukakata, which was a Maram road. It's now a tarmac road. It takes 30 minutes from Masaka to be on the ferry, and takes 30 minutes to cross with the ferry. And every 30 minutes, there's a ferry crossing back and forth. So Kalangala people have really no reason, apart from one of the constituencies called Chamswa, which we have not connected. But others, the main Kalangala island is well connected. On top of that, we also have another ferry vessel which plies from Nachiwogo here to Kalangala. 3.5 hours we've been Kalangala while enjoying the sail on Lake.
He says that more changes have been done to certain islands like Panyamor.
Laropi ferry in Germany. The people are going from Nakasongola, crossing Choga from Zengebe to on the other side to Langon. They have a number of ferries which we operate on Choga. We are constructing another ferry called BKK, Bukunguka Gwara Kamuli ferry, which will be plying again on those connecting those areas. And recently there's one to Panyumur, which had been affected by the rising waters, but it started working now. Once they caught Panyumur. So even the water transport has been addressed. We are now trying to put sanity in the water transport by registering vessels which are fit to transport people and cargo. That when we are moving towards that to ensure that all vessels on the lake are registered. We are able to pass policy issues like the water transport bill, which is now an act, a law that has been passed. So I think we are going to put sanity there. We are establishing a rescue call center.
However, this ministry has also registered a number of challenges, which included lack of funding, and this has affected maintenance of roads plus completing other projects.
Is low funding. Low funding. That's the. Of course, when I talk about low funding, people say, "But your ministry gets a lot of money." My ministry gets a lot of money, but also the demands are many. Doing a road is not as cheap as it's not cheap to do a kilometer of a road. On average in Uganda, it's about $900,000 to 1.2 million, depending on the area where the road is being done. For example, a kilometer of a road being done in Kapchorwa may not be the same cost of a kilometer of a road being done in Luweero because of the terrain. So the challenge we still have is the low funding. And this affects us because, yes, we have done many roads, but those roads must be maintained. The problem is we have an imbalance between the construction and the maintenance. The maintenance is very low, and yet we are constructing many roads. Now, we need to strike a balance between construction and maintenance. Otherwise, we shall have most of these assets, the infrastructure assets, going down if we don't maintain them. But also in that area, I would also like to call upon Ugandans to really feel proud of these assets which we put out, because I think there is a wrong mentality where people think that these are government assets, government properties. That's why you find when there's a small problem, people bring all the tires on the road and burn the tires. When you burn the tire on the road, you reduce the lifespan of that road. You're actually shooting yourself in the foot, because this is your asset as a Ugandan. It should last longer. But then if you put tires and burn it on the road, you are killing, you are reducing its lifespan. You find we put road furniture like the markings, the road signs, a corner in front, children crossing, and people just cut them away and go and smell to them. It's unthinkable. I don't know how we think. We don't value our own properties as Ugandans, and I think it's high time we do that. If we do that, then also the level of maintaining and the cost of maintaining them will be cheap.
Giving an insight on the express highway, General Katumba expressed excitement regarding the great turn-up revenue from the Ugandans using the road, and he believes that this will help beat off the loans and also maintain this highway.
For me, that's very good. If it has a lot of traffic, I'm very happy. That means that I'll be able to, generate enough money soon to service the loan, but also be able to generate enough money to do other road projects. So I'm happy that it has a lot of traffic. Please let more vehicles, let more vehicles use the expressway.
He calls upon Ugandans to maintain COVID-19 guidelines and remain very alert in order to beat up the spread. Naomi Mtumba, Smart 24.
We're highly excited about getting out of the lockdown, which has been affecting us for 2 years. But I think we need to be very cautious because we don't know what's out there. I think this pandemic, there's a lot which is not clear about how this disease behaves. So I think as we go out to exercise our freedom, in the in the wee hours of the night, we should not lose guard. We should not drop our guard. We should still be guarded because we are not sure of how the pandemic is going to respond. So I that's my call. I think we need to be very, very cautious.